Here is the session about JDBC. There is a series of demonstration will be followed after the learning so far the theoretical concepts. So, first we will discuss about regarding the MySQL server installation, and after the steps of installation we will decide exactly how to access the MySQL server. Initially we will consider about the console based accessing, and then later on another session where we will demonstrate how the same can be done through JDBC driver. So, now let us have the demonstration about the MySQL database server installation in your own machine, right. It may be laptop, it may be PC. We are going to consider the installation in Windows system. However, the procedure and the steps basically invariants for any other systems to be followed. So, as a installation, the first step is basically to download the software, as you have told that download the link that we have already given. So, this is the link, the https then :/dev and then mysql.com/download/. So, this actually is the link. So, if you just able to access this link, then it will open a browser window where you can find MySQL community downloads. So, we have just clicked the link and then we see that MySQL community server is there. So, we have to open the link and then you will find the installer. Basically, as we have told that Windows installer you have to consider here. So, this is basically archive, a zip archive, and depending on your machine configuration, whether it is a 32 bit or is 64 bits, you have to decide the correct what is called the downloading software for your download. So, that you have to ensure that, otherwise your installation may not be a successful operation. So, assuming that our machine is Windows 64 and we are just going to download the latest version of the MySQL server, which is the MySQL 8.0 and then release 13.0. So, we are going to install it. So, here actually we have already pre-installed it, it is in our desktop terminal, and then so this is the zip file. So, this zip file you should copy into some directory where you are you want to install. Obviously, zip file is a compressed one, you have to unzip the folder and then so it will basically give you all the installable file that is there in the unzip file. So, here as we see the folder where we have unzipped the all components is MySQL 8.0, then 13.0 and then WinWorld. So, this is the software basically we have, right. We copy this folder into the exact location where you want to install, as we are going to install into our C drive. So, we just copy this folder into our C drive here and we just rename the drive as MySQL, because we want to install this software as a MySQL. So, we have done it MySQL. Okay. So, our zip file contains lot of other executable, bin, then data, then docs, etc. So, you can see these are the basically zip unzip, this is the total installable file it is there. So, this is the first step, that okay, downloading, and then we have to copy the folder into the proper location, and then we have to so this basically completes the downloading about it, and then go to the command prompt. So, you have to copy the myini file as we have already mentioned, and that myini file should be placed into the MySQL directory. So, myini file the configuration which is there, that configuration we have already mentioned in theory class. We are typing the configuration that is required for the myini file, right. So, this is the syntax that you have to follow verbatim without knowing what exactly the things are there, only the system can understand about the ini file. This is required for the initialization so far the MySQL server is concerned. So, MySQL ID, then hash installation directory, then base directory. So, it is BASEDIR equals, this is the base directory where our zip file is located, that is C colon then slash MySQL slash within double quote, and then data directory hash data directory is equals to within d colon dash data. So, this basically backup file will be stored in this drive. We have planned that all the backup file or data file will be stored in a D drive of this machine. You can make some other source location also, no issue. Anyway, so the data file is created here in D drive. We have created a folder there, and there is in a C drive also. You see in the MySQL directory the data file is there. This folder should be removed. So, we are removing this folder from here. Now, so this completes exactly the storing the files there. Now, we have to run the program, and to run this program you have to go to the command prompt, and in the command prompt MySQL go to the bin directory, and there you type MySQL d and then dash dash then console. This is the command already we have mentioned here, console dash dash use right initialize, right. Okay, so once we press it, so your system will take care about this installation of this program. So, installation is going on, and then as you return to the command prompt, and we have returned it to this, and then localhost, that basically this machine is the host machine in this MySQL server is there. So, we have completed the installation here. Okay, so it is now installed. Now, our next task is basically to change the password. So, we can do this thing again from the command mode. So, MySQL -u root and then -p. So, basically user is root and then password, it is basically asking the password. So, in this local machine, and then you have to enter the password. You can type any password. So, in this case we are setting the password as the root password, right. Okay, so, this is the localhost password is basically as it is mentioned. So, this you have to give the password at the beginning. So, we are copying it and then pasting. So, we are giving the password. However, we can change the password also. For these things we can write the command alter so, we are just changing the user ID login for this as alter user, give this root. We are giving the user name as root at the local host. So, this is the step that you should follow, user root ampersand localhost. So, this is the command identified as root. Yeah, so this is basically root is the user ID in this case, enter. So, there is some syntax error. Okay, so now, so this is the correct syntax that you should follow in order to give the proper name of the user here. You should note it, this is very important, and then once the user is there, we have to set the password also. So, we should set the password here.
This is the user, this is the password.
Okay, okay. So, here you see alter user command. So, this is the user at the rate of localhost identified as this is basically the password. So, we set for this MySQL server at the moment user ID as root and password is also root. So, this is the login and password for this one. And now, our MySQL server is ready. We can type exit command and to exit from this setting, then we will go for the class setting, class path setting or not. Okay. Now, so we have done it, and then we can change the password. This is the changing the password or what?
Login with root password.
Okay. So, now we are our server is ready, and now we are going to log in to the server. So, for this login we have typed the command in the MySQL prompt. You have to go MySQL -u root -p. It basically asks for the password to be entered. So, the root is the password and it is case sensitive. So, in the small letter you type root. So, it is given and then system has accepted this authorization check is passed. Now, once this authorization check is passed, that means MySQL server is now allow you to execute any statement whichever you want to run it, right. Okay. Now, we are going to first our step is that initially the server is prepared, however, there is no database, there is no table under this database. So, we should see exactly if there is any database at the moment in the server or not under your categories. So, absolutely that is not there. So, we first create one, this is the default database is there, but we have to create our own. So, now we are going to create one database of our own. So, create, let it be test, database test. Now, so database test is created. Now, again if we try to create database test, it will give an error because it will not allow to duplicate the test 1. So, it is there. Now, if you can again create database test 1, this is quite possible, test 1. So, it is okay. We can delete also if we want to remove this. So, databases, if you see, it will give you all the databases that is created. So, right now test and test 1, these two databases have been created. Now, these two databases under your own jurisdiction, and inside these databases you can put as many table as you wish. Now, we are going to enter some table under the database test 1. So, you have to make it active. So, let us use the command use test. So, this basically make the database currently is active. So, this is now current active database test. Now, whatever the command that will be, you will be able to enter it. Now, it will go to this test database actually. Now, let us first create a table. We want to create one table, the name of the table that we want to give is Java course, and then this table has 4 fields as we see, roll, name, marks and grade. They are 4 columns actually. The first field roll has the type integer, we have to give this syntax, the name varchar, and then you can type in integer in capital letter or small letter, absolutely no issue, you can do whatever it is there. And then the second field is name, it is basically string of 30 characters. For this the syntax is varchar, and then within brackets is 30, indicates that maximum 30 characters can be allowed to enter, or that means this is the width of the column. And then marks is also type integer, and then grade is also a character, but is of 2 characters only. And one more thing that you should insert, that for the first field roll we have declared the primary key. For every database table there should be one field as a primary key, there may be more than one field also primary key anyway, no issue, but if it is a primary key then it should have all the entries are null and all entries in any rows should be unique. So, you cannot allow it, system will not allow to duplicate entries in 2 rows for this value primary key which is defined. And then other is also you see marks integer not null, this indicates that this entry has to be there whenever you insert some record into it, no null values is allowed. And grade is the second, and at the moment there is no entry. So, it is basically default is no value, it is there. So, we have entered it. Now, you can show the table that we have entered. So, show table you see. Okay, so, this is the right now we have created one table called the Java course, and this is the describe command, short form is DESC. If we type it, it will basically display all the structures there which is there. So, as you see the 4 fields, their type, and then null key is primary, default is null also, and there is no extra field, and that is the total structure composition. So far the SQL server is concerned, maintain this metadata in its own repository. Now, so the data is created. Now, at the moment this Java course table does not have any data. So, if we use the command select star, this basically the command is to retrieve all the records that is stored there in this database, in this table Java course. At the moment as it gives that empty set, there is no elements there. So, now let us see how the record can be inserted into the table, the Java course again, which is under database test. So, there are commands like insert command can be 1 at a time, or 4 insert commands can be also placed in the same command also. Now, we are typing only one command first. Okay, so, at the same time we have typed all the commands one by one anyway. So, it will execute. So, first insert into Java course value 0 1 Devashish 75A. So, 4 records has been inserted, and as you know all these record insertion will go into the appending mode. So, one by one it will be inserted. Now, if you see the show table or select star command, and as you see the 4 records has been inserted. Now, I am again issuing one more insert command here, insert into data into Java course value say 07, and then within double quote name is Amit, and then marks is 95, and then grade is EX. Within double quote all the string or varchar should be in the EX. Now, semicolon should be there, termination of the command, enter. Now, okay, it is successful. Now, enter the data, right. As you see, we can enter it. Here roll number is the unique key. Now, let us see again insert command, as the primary key should be unique. Now, what we are going to do, we are to typing the insert and then 07 again, insert value 07, Anand, 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 then 85, oh, okay, fine, no problem. So, whatever it is there. Now, if we want to do, because primary key should be a unique one, but here as we have given this, so it basically gives that error. So, it should be different. Okay. Now, so this way we have added it, and as we see at the moment there are 7 records entered into the table. The name of the table database table is Java course. So, this is the insertion command is there, and also we have learned about the select command, select star. Now, select star has the different other nesting and then conditional base also. Now, here we want to execute the select command, select name role from Java course. So, basically not the entire table, but only the only 2 columns, namely name and roll number. It will be there. As you see, name is first, roll is there. So, in the order you will specify the field, in that order it will basically get the data. As you see, the 5 records have been retrieved, and there are 2 fields, name and roll number has been there. So, again, so select star indicates that all fields, but if you specify the name of fields explicitly, only those fields will be selected, and then so again the from select only the grades. So, if you see, it will not display the name. Yes, select grade from Java course, as you see here, right. So, it will only the particular field will be particular field, that means column grade will be selected, as you see. Okay. So, this one, and this is basically the results that SQL server returns against a command that you have given to it. Now, our next command that we are going to exercise is basically conditional. So, select star from the Java course with certain condition. Here suppose the condition that we are going to give, that marks is greater than 80. So, that means it will basically retrieve those records whose marks is greater than 80. So, this is the command that you followed, and note that command should be terminated by a semicolon. As you see, out of all the records, these are the 2 records only satisfy this condition, and therefore, has been retrieved. So, this is the select with condition. There are many other complex condition also can be fired. Now, let us see another condition that we are going. If this condition does not implies to any record, so then in that case it will return null. So, here is another select star from Java course, where name, here this is the command name like something, that means we want to have, if any name is there for which any substring dot JEE is there. So, this is the command that we are going to write. Yeah. So, you see here within single quote there is a percentage JE, this means there should be any one name whose substring is JEE, as it does not have any such name in this current record entry. So, it should return null actually. Yeah. So, it is empty set, as it says that there is no record which matches with this condition, therefore, it returns empty sets. Now, next our commands is basically we can also retrieve the order according to some ordering, maybe ascending order or descending order. based on the numeric field. As you see, we have the two numeric field, one is roll number and another is marks. So, let us see the retrieve the value of the field based on the ascending order of the number, like. So, select star from Java course order by marks. So, that means the marks field will be ordered in a ascending order. Now, the same thing also we can do in descending order. In this case, the command little bit we have to change order by descending order, right. Order by DSC, write DSC after the by DSC, write by DSC, DESC, then marks. So, this is okay, right. We are facing some syntax error anyway. So, select star from Java course order by marks descending. So, this way you can see this display the record in the descending order of the results. So, we have learned about the different composition, there are many more. Select command is very complex also, because nested select is also possible here. Anyway, that we do not want to discuss at the moment. Let us proceed further. Now, we will see exactly how a particular record, we have learned about how to insert a record. Opposite to insertion operation is basically deletion. We will see how a record can be deleted. Okay. So, we have to first discuss update. Let us see exactly how a record can be updated here. So, we will discuss about the update command. So, update is basically Java course. We have to update the table, and then to update it we have to give some condition that okay, what is the basis of updation and which value needs to be updated. So, here is the command update Java course set. We have to just change the value, the field name, and we have to change the value of this field by Devasys, where name is equals to Devasys. So, it will find if any entry for the field name is equals to Devasys, it will change Devasys as a different spelling. So, this one enter. Now, it is done. Now, if we show the table select star. So, you see the in earlier case select star from Java course. As you see this thing has been changed. So, like this anything, for example, suppose you want to change the marks who got 75 or more, we want to make it as a 80 or so like. So, here again we are going to change it, update Java course set marks equals to 80 where marks equals to 70, marks is greater than 75, that is all, marks is less than 75 rather. So, you can understand what is the meaning. So, all the marks will be right. So, it is changed, one change has been done, as you see those are the 75 above had been changed, and this update is basically permanent. That means, when you do it, so it is basically permanent forever. So, this is the one. Another updation is set marks equals to 85 grade X, where name equals to Devasys. We want to change this. So, we are just going to change it, that okay, update another update command. As you see, we are issuing another update command, update second update, right. Yes. So, as you see here, update Java course set marks equals to 85, grade is equals to X. We are changing the two fields where name is Devasys. Earlier Devasys marks is 75 A. Now, after this updation you will see marks will be 85, grade is there. Grade Okay, right. As you see, this has been updated. Now, okay, fine. So, now, so update is there. Next, our statement that we are going to discuss about delete operation. So, delete means basically if you want to delete a record, it is again physically deletion, that means it will remove forever. Here we are issuing one command delete from Java course, where marks equals to 80, marks is less than 75. Okay, fine. So, we are deleting the marks, there is no entry which satisfy. So, no deletion is there. Now, we are just giving the command marks is less than 85. Okay. So, here we can see 2 rows has been deleted. After deletion, if we see the table entry, we will be able to see that this is the table actually there, which basically is there deletion. And so, delete, if we issue the delete from table, the entire table will be deleted, delete from Java course. So, this means it is permanent, 3 rows where the present it is there. So, it is deleted, the set is empty. Now, we can permanently remove, show tables, as you see only one table Java course is there. Now, the entire table also can be deleted, whether it contains data or not, it absolutely does not matter. For this the command is drop table. So, here you have the command drop table, the name of the table. So, this one basically completes this one. Now, if you show data, then show tables, as you see there is no tables in this database. Now, the database also can be deleted, as you have the current database test, right, it can be deleted, no. Okay, anyway, so as you see there are few some SQL statement how they can be executed after the successful installation of SQL server. Now, we have done about the SQL, our SQL installation is ready. It may be here in the currently local machine, but the same can be installed in a remote machine also. If it is installed in a remote machine, so you have to note the IP address of the same machine, and then using this concept you will be able to connect to this, but this connection is through JDBC driver. So, that will be discussed in our next session. Thank you.